Good morning, my name is Tang from Xichang University. Today I'm honored to present our research titled A Study of Spoken Chinese Textbook, coming from Qing Dynasty textbooks for foreign rejections, a case study of North Korean textbook Huayin Qimeng. I will introduce our research from the following aspects. Let's begin with the background. The Ming and Qing dynasties, particularly the Qing dynasty, witnessed the most sustained and frequent exchanges between China and the Joseon dynasty of North Korea. Under the tribute system, Chinese became the essential medium of diplomacy, culture, and trade. However, emphasizing literacy over old proficiency. This created a significant gap as North Korean scholars, interpreters, and merchants urgently need to practical spoken skills for real-world interaction. This practical demand led to the compilation of a series of Chinese textbooks in North Korea. Among them, Huayin Qimeng stands out as a representative spoken language manual. Studying it is crucial for two reasons. Firstly, it helps us reconstruct the history of teaching Chinese as a foreign language during the Qing Dynasty. And secondly, it offers the valuable historical perspectives that can inform the design of a modern spoken language textbook. Our research subject is Huayin Qimeng, compiled by North Korean scholars in the 19th century during the Qing Dynasty. Unlike earlier textbooks centered on literacy textbooks, Huayin Qimeng was explicitly designed for the spoken communication. It employs dialogues, emphasizes practical context, and was primarily used to train translators. Therefore, it serves as a vital artifact reflecting the realities of its time. Our methodology is two-folded. First, we conducted a qualitative textual analysis of the North Korean edition held in the National Library of China. We analyzed its vocabulary, sentence structures, and their functional distribution with dialogues. Second, we employed the comparative approach. We compared Huayin Qimeng with its more famous contemporaries, Lao Qida and Putong Shi, to identify its distinctive features. We also drew comparisons with modern spoken textbooks principles to evaluate its historical relevance. Moving to our findings, the linguistic analysis reveals distinct features. First, its language based on North Korean Mandarin, not strictly Beijing Mandarin. This is evident from the use of numerous dialectal substitute characters. These are characters used purely for their sound to transcribe colloquial words, not for the meaning. For example, Chang here, you can see Chang is used for Chang in Chang Lai Chang Wang, and Du is used for Du in Du Qi. This practical directly records the living pronunciation of this time. The textbook is rich automatic colloquialism and idioms like La Dao. You can see it here. La Dao means to give up, and 1 year means something and stuff. And Yin, which were highly practical for daily use. Second, the textbook heavily incorporates social and polite language. It includes common pragmatic expressions like 在否、几钱, and more importantly, it emphasizes titles, greetings, and polite phrases, deeply reflecting the influence of communication in etiquette on interpersonal communication. This shows the textbook aimed to teach not just language forms, but also appropriate social behavior. Furthermore, vocabulary related to Qing Dynasty socio-economic life, such as 银子, you can see it here, 银子, 衙门, 轿子, a concept emphasized by scholars like Liu. And regarding to the teaching content, our learners shows a strong focus on cultivating communicative competence. The textbook is entirely structured as a dialogues, simulating real-life exchanges. It makes insensitive use of clear, concise question answer pairs like good morning. You have to answer good morning. This format integrates the learning process directly with the communicative process, allowing learners to immediately practice what they learn. This design principles aligns closely with an early intuitive form of the functional lectional approach, centered on the learner's practical needs. Simultaneously, the textbook skillfully integrated language teaching with culture teaching. For instance, it describes the process of brewing tea in simple language, providing cultural context significantly. It includes a pedantry with the 100 family surnames and the 1,000-character classic. This positions the textbook as a tool for both linguistics and cultural initiation, recognizing the inseparability of language and culture, a concept emphasized by the scholars like Liu. In terms of the compilation principles, our comparative study shows that while 老启大 and 普通式 are also functional arranged, Huayin Qimeng is more streamlined and practical. Its content is clearly themed around the communicative scenarios. It prioritizes high-frequency sentences patterns and embeds cultural norms, particularly 礼貌 means polite. The addition of cultural evidence ensured even beginners had foundational materials. This evaluation in North Korean textbook compilation, from pure text to the text with vocabulary explanations, demonstrates a learner-oriented pragmatism, emphasizes the relevance and accessibility. Now let's discuss the implications. Historical, Huayin Qimeng occupies a unique niche. It represents an early shift towards valuing the value of the language over more literacy study. Its dialogue-based, scenario-driven design can be seen as a precursor to the communicative approach. It also fulfilled a dual role as both language primer and vehicle for Confucian-based social culture with the East Asian context. For modern textbook development, it offers several insights. First, it underscores the importance of authentic communicative scenarios. Modern textbooks should be grounded in learners' real-life textbooks, ensuring the content is not just learnable but truly usable in situations like tourism or business negotiations or teaching. Second, it highlights the needs to harmonize the polite expressions with the cultural context. Teaching phrases like thank you or sorry is insufficient. Learners must understand the underlying cultural logic. Modern textbooks should integrate cultural knowledge seamlessly into dialogues. Third, it presents the classical change of balancing standardization and particularity. Modern compliance must find the equilibrium between teaching standard language and highly frequency practical expressions. However, Huayin Qimeng has clear limitations from the modern perspective. A lack of phonetic alliteration, fragmented structure without graded progression, and a narrow cultural focus mainly on the official context. These shortcomings product their time remind us that modern textbooks must strive for systematically scenic rigor and cultural diversity alongside particularly. In conclusion, our study finds that Huayin Qimeng as the early spoken textbooks for foreign learners operated and principles on the three-based organization, sentence-focused teaching, and culture embedding. It successfully balanced communicative function with cultural dissemination for its specific historical text. While it has methodological limitations, its historical value is significant. For contemporary textbook development, it serves as a reminder to prioritize communicative needs, deeply integrate language with culture, and thoughtfully native the balance between the standard forms and practical alternatives. That's all of my presentation. Thank you for your listening.